This is the self-publishing news for September the 20th, 2021. And boy, oh my gosh, my inbox was full of many relevant things that are happening inside the self-publishing community. I had to kind of pick and choose because I like to keep this news segment somewhat brief, being right about 10 to 15 minutes long. So that way you guys get your fix here. If you're enjoying these news segments, please let me know inside the comments. I definitely would love to hear from you. Let's start out with the very first news segment. Is going to be Romance Writers Week coming up. I believe it's October the 11th to the 15th. Fall in love with writing romance and pro writing aids free. Yes, you heard that right. Free Romance Writers Week. They have over 20 speakers, I think 27 to be exact. And Pro Writing Aid will be hosting our first ever Romance Writers Week in October. You'll join hundreds of other romance writers to learn what makes a romance novel swoon-worthy. Whether you're writing contemporary, paranormal, historical, or speculative romance, or something in between, you'll find practical, actionable sessions to help you plan, write, and market your romance story. You folks can head on over through my affiliate link at dalelinks.com/romanceweek. Again, that's dalelinks.com/romanceweek. Get yourself registered right away. They're going to be giving some very special like discounts and things like that. So if you've been on the fence about getting Pro Writing Aid, now's probably the time. Go ahead and take a look at it, especially if you're a romance author. So give it a look. Let me know what you think. And if you enjoy yourself on this particular one, I think it's pretty crazy. If you just look at the schedule here, this is nice. They'll show you how to register, of course. Romance Writers Week schedule at a glance. Okay, so they have day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. This is an entire weekday, It's an entire week with all the weekdays filled full of all these different gems here. Interview with author Julie Cohen, author Carolyn Brown, your 5 plotting non-negotiables, copyright law for romance writers, an interview with Camille Perry. So there is so much to do. Again, go over to dalelinks.com/romanceweek and get yourself registered for this first time opportunity. Love me some Pro Writing Aid, by the way. Can't say enough great things about them, and the events that they put together has always just, they deliver every single time. Hey, some great news coming in from the Kindlepreneur headquarters. This is kind of cool. Have you heard of QR codes? QR codes are essentially these little bitmappy looking things that you take your phone and you put it over top of it, you scan it, and then it will lead you on over to a specific, URL that you're wanting. Here's the cool thing. Dave Chesson, being as awesome as he is, put together a Kindlepreneur QR code generator, 100% free. So what you would end up doing, let's say, for instance, I want to go ahead and promote one of my books. We'll go ahead. I need to pull up one of my books here. Sorry, I didn't have this ready in advance. All right, so here is one of my books. We'll go ahead and select that. All right, I'm going to grab this URL here. It's a little bit messy. I probably should clean it up. Hang on, we'll do that. Boom. Copy. Or if you've got an Amazon Associates link, you could always use that. Copy. All right, now let's go over to the QR code generator. We're going to go, boom, drop it on in here. Step 2, upload a logo or book cover recommended 300 by 300. You know I will. So let's go ahead and find where that's going to be at. I'm going to grab the cover from the book that I need. And it's got the square ratio, so we'll go ahead and use that one. Boom. Look at that. Puts it right in the middle. How cool is that? And then you can just download this QR code. This QR code can be used inside your books. It can be used on social media. It could be used just about anywhere that you have some type of graphic design, images, things like that. Do that. BookBrush would probably be a fantastic way to do that. So you have sometimes where you'll have an image, maybe a banner that you've made in BookBrush. Maybe you can just drop that QR code in there and make life easy. And the cool thing is you can put a square picture within the QR code. So that way there is no confusion over what you need to do. Now, hey, they explain everything, what a QR code is and whatever. Just go read that if you would like to. That's going to be in a link inside the description down below. Or you can just go to kindlepreneur.com. It's free, so obviously I'm promoting this, but I'm not really getting any kind of kickback, so just know that. Go and read that. Now, you're probably saying, Dale, why exactly QR codes? I never use that. The thing is, QR codes used to be kind of like, well, this isn't going to last long. And I was probably one of the naysayers of something like this. But once the pandemic hit and people were going out to, say, restaurants, they weren't able to get, menus. They had to scan a QR code and do the menus on their mobile device. And this is happening all across the world here at this point. So QR codes are really coming in fashion. You may want to consider something like this, including it maybe in one of your books. It could be something that you put it in your back matter right after you hit the end. It'll have that QR code. Take a look at episode 2, or take a look at my other book about Werebear Shapeshifter Romance. QR codes, get on top of it. That's going to be one of the things that's on the front of my priority list when I'm going to be doing my next book launches. All right, speaking of conferences, we mentioned one before. Boy, we've got a lot of conferences coming on out here, and I'm going to give some more details about this in the coming weeks. This is a selfpublishingadviceconference.com, and it is 3 full days of over 100 plus sessions put together by the fine folks over at the Alliance of Independent Authors. It is free to sign up. If you want to watch the sessions indefinitely, there is a bit of an upgrade, but it's definitely worth it. Again, I'm going to give you more details because guess what? I am very fortunate that Michael Laron himself, the U.S. ambassador for the Alliance of Independent Authors, invited me to the conference, and he's actually going to sit down and have a candid chat with me when it comes to writing nonfiction books. This is definitely my wheelhouse here, and I'm super, super excited. I will give you more details within the next podcast, so you'll know something here by the beginning of October. If you want to skip to the chase, by all means, there's going to be a link inside the description down below to go ahead and take a look at it, or you can go to selfpublishingadviceconference.com and get yourself free access immediately. If you don't use my affiliate link, it's all right. Just as long as you come on in there, we're going to have a great time. Having Michael and I on the same screen is going to be a blast. Good friend of mine. I really do like that guy a lot. All right, next item up in the news, Draft to Digital gives you fair warning. They tell you, hey, supply chain delays may impact D2D print. So if you happen to be using the Draft to Digital print service, they wanted to inform you of the potential for delays for print-on-demand services that may arise in the coming months. Our print partner has informed us that they are preparing for disruptions to various aspects of the print industry, including labor and supply shortages, as well as transportation issues. Manufacturing supply shortages and labor shortages for the transport of goods are all the factors that impact print on demand as an industry. And these are unfortunately outside the control of our print partner. So one of the things that they recommend is if you're going to get any books for the holiday season, get them now. Get them now. Order early as possible. If you're looking to publish something like Draft to Digital print, you have that option there and you want it to be available by the holiday season. You're going to want to get on top of it as soon as humanly possible. Don't try to wait till the very last minute, especially if you're having to rely on them, because they warned you. Draft to Digital said there's going to be some delays. Ingram Spark has already come out and said that. I believe Lulu has already come out and said that. Every print-on-demand distributor is going to be overrun with work because the fact of the matter is, since 2020, there has been a substantial growth in the number of print book sales as well as ebook sales, and in fact, all of publication profits across the board, global publication profits. It's crazy. We're in a very crazy time right now, and there's going to be a substantial amount of books that are going to be ordered this holiday season. So know there's going to be some delays. Please don't attack places like Draft to Digital or Lulu or Ingram Spark. Have some type of empathy and understand they're doing the best that they can with what they have. So now you know, please be cool to the support staff on each one of these platforms. They're all good people, and I know some people from each one of them. All right, so next item up in the news. There's 2 items up in the news, actually, to be fair here. I just kind of spoiled it here. Give me just a moment. Okay, so the KDP Select Global Fund for August was $39.6 million. There was just a slight increase from the month prior. I don't remember the exact number right now, but we are still inching closer to $40 million in a given month. This is crazy because back, I can remember it was like a $15 million pool. Now we're up to 39.6. It got substantially higher. It used to be in the higher 20s, but now we're into the higher 30s. And I anticipate, and I'm just going to go ahead and point to the fences on this one, that the Kindle Unlimited program Global Select Fund is going to break $40 million by the end of this year. I would imagine it's going to happen either in October, November, or even more importantly in December. If it doesn't happen in December, then it will happen in January for sure, because then people are going to be spending money on things like that. So $39.6 million. I hope that you're getting a small piece of that pie, especially if you are enrolled in the KDP Select program for your ebook. So big congratulations to KDP on that success and the next upcoming milestone. And speaking of KDP, here is the big news. I'm going to scroll it on up here. Hardcover, baby. Oh my Lord. This has been a long time in the making. Back in 2018, when CreateSpace began to merge over with Kindle Direct Publishing, I got the pleasure to sit down and interview a person from CreateSpace's headquarters who was now in KDP. And I asked a lot of questions. And one of the questions I asked him was, hey, you guys fulfill hardcover printing for places like Ingram Spark when it's fulfilled through Amazon. Why don't you have hardcover available inside KDP? Is this going to be something available? And of course, he made no qualms about it. He's like, look, it's not on our radar. It's not anything we're focused on at the moment. That's all I could get from him. Now, you can imagine I think it was a year ago, maybe a little longer, that I had a couple people reach out to me that they had said, hey, I have hardcover in beta on KDP. Why is this so important? Well, we now have three ways to monetize one publication through one account, and that's through KDP. You've got ebooks, you've got paperback, and now you've got hardcover. Now, some of you are probably going, but do I get a dust jacket? Not yet. Not yet. Do I anticipate something like that will roll out? Possibly, but we will find out in due time. That's just my opinion. I don't know if there's going to be a dust jacket. I don't have any special insights, but I imagine this will be something that will come eventually. I have a feeling it might be way down the road because they're just still now with hardcover beta. They're going to try to figure out what needs to be fixed. Keep in mind, there's limited trim sizes. So when you go to do your hardcover, go in first, find out all those trim sizes before you go through the hassle of formatting a manuscript only to find out that it won't fit the trim size that you had specifically wanted. So I'm elated. I am absolutely jazzed up because currently right now, what I do for hardcover distribution is I go through Ingram Spark. Now I can go ahead and use both of these avenues since I already own the ISBN. I'd recommend if you plan to do the same thing, you're going to want to publish your hardcover to KDP first, then publish your hardcover to Ingram Spark. Why? Well, because Ingram Spark distributes to Amazon. If we were to go there first, the book's going to appear on the website. So at that point, KDP is going to go, no, you don't understand. There's already a hardcover book here. We can't put that up. So just a heads up, you always want to make sure you go KDP first, then Ingram Spark next. Because at that point, when they try to distribute, Amazon's going to go, hey, we got this covered. We're good. So pumped. I don't know how many of you guys are about this. We've got a couple more items here left in the news, actually one to be specific. And this one actually is coming from David Gaughran. David, if you guys have not had the opportunity to go check out his website, go over to davidgaughran.com. That's GAUGHRAN.com. David puts out some great content. His YouTube channel is stellar. Love his sense of humor. The guy is just a stand-up act. But I want to kind of share something that he put here inside his email. And sign up to his email newsletter. Nothing but good quality that he puts in there. He's just absolutely phenomenal. Okay, so he's letting us know about what's taking effect today, being Monday. Now, those of you watching this in replay will probably be on Wednesday. But what happened on this Monday? Without getting overly technical, let me explain what's happening on Monday and how it affects you. Apple's releasing iOS 15, the latest update for its operating system, powering all those phones and tablets and computers people seem to love so much. One of the features being bundled with it's called Mail Privacy Protection, and it has had marketers in a tizzy for the last 3 months because it's essentially going to kill email open tracking. So why is this such a big deal? I mean, if you're currently using email marketing, whether it's MailChimp, GetResponse, MailerLite, you name it, whatever it might be, it's really important for you to kind of take track and keep inventory of who's opening your emails, who's clicking on what you have to offer. With this new update, Apple is not allowing any of that tracking whatsoever. You can send that email on over to that person, but you won't know for sure if that person opened it up or not based on this new privacy protection. Do I anticipate that this is going to be problematic, that this is going to be something that will affect Android users eventually, or that we will see that it's going to roll out across the board? Most likely. I think the days of email marketing being as easy as it is, I know it sounds crazy because there's some people out there who's like, email marketing is not at all easy. It's about to get harder. It's about to get more difficult. There's going to be different ways that we're going to be able to track the success of a given email marketing campaign. And unfortunately, opens... it might be history. You want to learn more about things like that? Again, sign up to David Gaughran's newsletter. The guy puts out premium content. I highly recommend all of his books. They're just great. Amazon Decoded, by the way. Ooh, great read. Chef's kiss. I loved it. 5 stars easily. That was the news for September the 20th, 2021. What did you think? What was there a piece of news that you found noteworthy? Was there something that I possibly missed? Let me know inside the comments.